Hi Cancer, here is a general look at your solar chart for December 2012, and before I get into that I just want to say a few words about this particular December because there's been a lot of publicity about it, and you may have heard something about this particular December. It's the special one, and it's got the winter solstice as usual on the 21st, but this winter solstice it's lining up with the galactic center. In fact, we've been lining up with the galactic center for quite a while now, of course, because we're talking about vast spaces of time and vast territories which are moving through infinite space. But on the winter solstice on the 21st of December 2012, the moon is going to be in Aries, and that is a sign of new beginnings. The sun will be conjunct Juno, which is an asteroid, and the sun's going to be in a wide conjunction with Pluto as well, and Pluto of course is about change, but more particularly radical change in our evolutionary trajectory. So Juno represents a collective remembering about why we as spirits came down into these domains, these dimensions of limitation, especially at this very important time in the long history of this planet. And from 21st of December, we are going to be increasingly strongly bombarded by the frequencies which are going to awaken us, and many are stirring already and have been for many years, as these energies have intensified over the last 10-20 years, more like 15 really, but from this date this quickening is going to increase. This is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm picking up, and we are going to be reminded increasingly strongly by conditions around us and what's manifesting externally but also internally, of the contracts linked to the past, our deep past, and to our soul family, and whatever gesture we have to share, in that soul family, and our spiritual path as well. December the 21st, 2012 is the turning point moment when the Sun, Juno and Pluto in particular, but all of the planets, are helping us to emerge from the long galactic winter of 25,626 years into the first rays of the galactic spring. And we begin to awaken from the long sleep of forgetfulness at last. And our solar system is going to begin orbiting back towards the galactic center and not away, as it has been doing for all of these millennia. And we will be increasingly warmed by those rays which help us to come home for the truth of our origins, the truth of ourselves as spiritual beings of light. And as we begin this age of Aquarius in earnest, the long remembering begins as well. The long remembering, which is already going on, but this will accelerate, I think, and we will begin to remember not only our origins in the beating heart, of the loving beating heart, which is to do not with dualistic thinking and judgment, but acceptance and the embrace of love and in unity. But we will come back into right relationship with the mothership. That's Mother Earth herself. And there's going to be more on my thoughts on this on another video, which won't be too far away. Now, for you on a level of personality from your solar chart, Cancer, this month is a very practical feel. The physical aspects of life on Earth will be very much highlighted. It'll be about the to-do list, it'll be running repairs, it'll be maintenance, but it'll just be you getting organized on practical levels. Maybe some of you having to get to grips with health issues that can be yours or another's, and just getting things running as smoothly as you can, as ever we can, but also very much there's a chance for you to party and just do your thing in a way which might get you noticed favorably. In fact, even centre stage and a bit admired by others. And there's probably going to be more connection with children and pets for some of you as well, and also getting into, for some of you, getting into a more deeper friendship maybe, or even romance. From the 21st, then cooperative collaborations can work better for you than if you were going it alone. When the Sun makes a perfect conjunction with Pluto on the 29th, 30th, there may be some inner turmoil for some reason, perhaps to do with an opposite number or in a relationship, but you should just follow your deeper drives and trust your instincts on that one. The new moon is happening in Sagittarius, and that's going to be in the area to do with your work over the following 4 weeks. That's from the 13th, or with yours or somebody's health as well. So it just allows change and improvements to come in there. Venus's position until the 16th can mean that your connection with young people, pets, partners is increasing, and in fact there may be admiring glances going between you and someone. So that can mean romance, or that can mean for another reason. In general, it may mean that you get more chance to, as I said, party and just be creative, hang out with others whose company you enjoy, and do things which you find empowering and satisfying. And relationships tend to center around this very upbeat area. And then from the 16th, Venus's position means that practical teamwork is going to be highlighted, and you tend to be in a cooperative frame of mind and getting on in a reasonable sort of a way, or in fact a very, very warm kind of a way with colleagues, co-workers, anybody providing a service, or anybody for whom you are providing a service. There is this just this general sort of jovial, genial, shall I say, feeling around. Socializing or romantic encounter could happen around this very sort of practical, hands-on environment, and there's likely to be a female around there with tea and sympathy if you should need it, or even if you don't, somebody there with to give you a hand just when you need it. Until the 11th, Mercury is in a more relaxed area of your solar chart, meaning that there may be more entertainment to think about, or maybe performance type activities, or you just feeling more creative and empowered again. So we have Mercury in this area as well. This area, sort of a warm, friendly area, which is also connected to children and animals, pets. And then from the 11th, position of Mercury may mean your mind will be more on the to-do list. Mercury then joins the Sun, practical tasks, getting things organized, rolling up your sleeves, definitely, keeping to your schedule, watching out for all these niggly little tasks that need to be seen to, either out of choice or necessity. And discussions and paperwork or correspondence, should I say, could very much sort of centre around this very sort of getting on with the mechanical routines of daily life, so centre around or be related to it. Until the 26th, personal or professional exchanges are likely to become more lively. Just you may be having to be more active because of somebody else's requirements or agenda or problem or whatever. Just more physical demands put upon you. You and someone could elicit strong opinions in somebody else, or somebody else could cause you to sort of raise your eyebrows. But then, spring into action, or perhaps there's a quick exchange, between you, which is not necessarily a negative or aggressive one, but can be, because it's Mars, and Mars can be quite feisty. So just on that subject, watch it. Don't be too hasty with someone else. Don't dive in head first, or don't be, fire back too quickly if somebody puts your back up. Just try to sort of steer clear of knee-jerk responses. And if you manage to keep things on an even keel in this one-to-one relationship area, whether that is in your personal life or not, then you can, get a lot done between you and somebody else. Above all, don't let somebody else tire you out because of their schedule, or simply that you're trying too hard on their behalf or because of them. But overall, cooperating with someone is very, very favoured, as alliances can be beneficial and productive, and you can have a laugh along the way because of the position of Venus and Mercury, particularly up until the 16th. Then from the 26th, Mars will be helping you to process things internally. There might be a lot going on inside of you, and you tend to keep the lid on it. It may be centered around finances, property, a space, a venue, contracts, agreements, whether they're in the past, whether you're after one now, or whether it's something that you're aiming for in the future. There's this I don't know, it could be like you don't feel as though you've got a free hand in some way. You haven't got the control you'd like. You might feel as though you've got to dance to somebody else's tune. On the flip side, it might work in a different way. It simply might mean that you and someone are really hitting it off. In fact, it can be quite a sizzly time for some of you, or intense time, whether that is in a good way or a bad way, but it's an intense time. And on another level, this is a very good time for you to sort of throw your weight behind something with somebody else in a joint way, or it's a time to pool resources as well. But you could be inwardly weighing a lot up, and that could be, as I say, connected to money, property, possessions, or even debts, whether these are monetary ones or moral ones. And just feeling a little bit more sensitive, probably from the 26th there, Cancer, and feeling as though you've got to sort of tread a fine line. So however it's working for you, the upshot of this is going to be, no matter what the context of it is, a gear change. There will definitely be this feeling of transformation. So you're gear changing, you're going from one speed to the next, or one sort of page to the next, or one stretch of road to the next, and letting go of something along the way. Maybe it's a bad habit, maybe it's an old point of view, or maybe it's just clearing the decks and going down the dump because you want to make a space for the new birth. So whatever it is, a new birth externally or internally, in a major or a minor way, is likely to be occurring from this transit of Mars, which will go on into January. And that is it for December. If you are on my website, then you can see what the slower moving outer planets are doing. Also find your moon sign or your rising sign forecast. That might be helpful to get an idea of sort of shape of things to come over the month ahead. And may I wish you a very happy festive season, and I'll see you the next time.